The Lumenier FPV Backpack is a massive 35-liter bag that's been purpose-built to transport and protect your valuable FPV gear. But what's so special about an FPV bag, and why are they so expensive? Well, an FPV backpack is like a camera bag and a hiking backpack and a lady's purse all smashed together. And all that engineering and design does cost money. I've owned loads of camera bags and a handful of FPV bags, and I can tell you from experience that specialized backpacks like this can be expensive. But quality tools also cost money, but they usually end up being worth the investment if they serve you well over the long term. And if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this video, it's that an expensive FPV bag can be a great investment, but only if you choose the right one. So how does this Lumenier bag stack up against the competition? How much stuff can we fit in this bag? Is it worth the money? And is it for you? In just a few minutes, you'll know the answers to all of those questions. If you're new here, I'm Jason. Welcome to Colibri FPV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because I want you here for future videos. All right, let's jump right into it. All right, you guys, I've got the Lumenier FPV bag on the bench next to the think tank session because I want you to see how much bigger the Lumenier bag really is. My think tank bag is the original version. There is a new version that's exactly the same, but with ethics branding and different colors. I'll link to it in the video notes if you want to check it out. As you can see, this Lumenier bag is huge, as in 35-liter capacity huge. Is that good or is that bad? Well, that depends on you and your needs. I love my think tank session, but I can't fit a ton of gear into it, and that's kind of the point. It's meant to be small and unobtrusive. But if I want to fly bigger rigs, or just bring along multiple drones or loads of batteries, I need something bigger. If you're wondering if you can take the Lumenier bag on an airplane, I have flown with it, and it does fit within standard carry-on luggage dimensions. The Lumenier bag is basically the same size as a small roller bag. The backpack opens from the front like a normal backpack, not from the back like most camera bags. Personally, I prefer this design in an FPV backpack because I usually have a quad strapped to the outside, and I like to be able to set the bag down, then take the quad off, and you could even open the bag and leave the quad on if you're on carpet or clean grass or something. With a bag that opens from the rear, you have to take the quad off before you open it, which can be kind of annoying. The zippers are very good quality. They have some waterproofing and some very nice zipper pulls, and they open and close nice and smoothly. This may seem obvious, but it's super important for me because I had 2 zippers fail on my AUline FPV bag. This isn't the original zipper on my AUline bag. I actually had to take the bag to a luggage store to have it fixed. A backpack is really only as good as its zippers, and the zippers on this Lumenier bag feel solid and reliable. This is how the straps come from the factory, but I think I'm gonna move these bottom straps up a little bit. Otherwise, anything you strap to this bottom strap will be drug on the ground. I usually just have 1 drone strapped to my bag, but you could definitely fit more if you needed to, and you could even put drones on the sides. The buckles on these straps are a little bit difficult to take off and put back, but that's actually a good thing for me because it means once I get them in the position I want, they're gonna stay put and they're not gonna fall off. On my AUline bag, these straps were constantly falling off because they have these hooks that just fall out the instant there isn't any tension, like when you unhook a drone. I had to wrap them in tape to keep them from falling off, and it sort of worked, but it's just a bad design. This outside panel has some semi-firm padding, which is firm enough to hold its shape, which is important so it can hold drones securely, but it's not so rigid that it would create a sharp corner for the zipper. Another reason for this padding is that the bag has this clamshell design that folds open to give you a nice clean workspace wherever you happen to be. I really like this design because it means that this huge piece of material is now useful. It does have a huge semi-transparent zipper pouch that you could put anything flat like an iPad, a couple sets of props, or whatever. On the left side, we have a combination side pocket, which really maximizes space because it stretches open like this, so you can fit in wider things like a fat water bottle or something taller like a tripod or a selfie stick and secure it with this strap. But when you open the pocket, you've still got loads of space and organization in here. You've got a couple of zipper pockets with that semi-translucent material so you can see what's inside. Got some prop tools in there. And in this lower one, I've got some MD filters and a microfiber cloth to wipe my lens. And in this elastic pocket right here, I've got a couple sets of props. The pocket itself is padded so it'll protect your goodies. On the other side, we have a similar design, except on this side, we have a large zippered pocket and some flaps or gussets here to prevent stuff from falling out. So you can throw in some batteries or some loose tools in there and they won't fall out of your pack. You do want to be careful not to overstuff this side pocket, otherwise you won't be able to use this side flap right here. This top pocket is super handy because it's protected with this semi-rigid expanded bulge, yet it's easy to access, and inside it has a nice stretchy zipper pocket. I could see using this pocket for something you need to keep protected but have easy access to, like some sunglasses, maybe a GoPro, your wallet, or maybe you could throw a sandwich in there or something. It is limited in size because of the folding clamshell design of the bag, so you wouldn't be able to fit in larger things like a radio. The inside of the bag measures 12 inches wide, 16 inches long until we get to this curvature, and beyond that we've got another 5 inches. As far as depth, it's about 8.5 inches deep if you stretch it a little bit. You can divide this space any way you want with all these included dividers. You get 3 of these larger shells and 5 of these smaller dividers. The way the bag arrives is with 2 shelves going sideways and 1 going down the middle. With that setup, you can move the side dividers up and down, but not side to side. If you arrange the dividers like this, with all 3 shelves going sideways, you have a little bit more freedom to fit in larger items, which is what I prefer. The dividers are super well made, they're rigid, and they have plenty of padding. If anything, they have too much padding because all that thickness is taking up space. 4 of the dividers have these elastic straps to hold things like batteries or tools so they don't rattle around. The 5th divider is a little bit skinnier to fit into this space. The bag comes with a Lumenier branded tool bag, which is super handy because it's sized to fit the bag perfectly, and it has Velcro on the bottom so you can stick it in place and it won't rattle around. I like to use these clear gear cases to organize my gear. I've got them all labeled and I know exactly what's in each one. I also use these GoPro cases to keep my camera stuff organized. I've got them color coded so I know which camera is in each one, and they fit into the bag perfectly. You can also use these zippered tool bags that you can get on Amazon. They're semi-transparent, they're super durable, and you can get them in different sizes, which will fit into the bag very nicely. You'll notice I do have all of my cases either labeled or color coordinated in some way so I can tell them apart and I know what's in each one. For me, the best way to stay organized is to have certain gear that just lives in my FPV bag permanently so I know it's always there. I have gone out with my drone only to realize that I forgot something critical at home, like battery straps, SD cards, or a goggles cable, and that really sucks. I'm gonna pack my bag up with some gear to give you an idea of what you might be able to fit inside. Now I'm going to show you how you might be able to fit drones inside the bag. Anything up to a 3 or 4 inch freestyle drone or a 2 or 3 inch Cinewhoop will go right inside. This is the Stellar 25, a 2.5 inch Cinewhoop, and it fits in no problem.
This is my Atlas 4 build, which has 4-inch props, and it fits inside no problem. Even a 5-inch drone will fit inside if you take the props off. This is the Gep RC Mark V with DJI 04, and it fits in just fine. And since there's about 2.5 inches of space between these dividers and the actual zipper, it's also possible to fit in drones with the props on by laying them down upside down like this. Even a 7-inch drone like this Gep RC Mose 7 with a massive Lumenier long-range antenna will fit in without the props on, as long as you leave some space to accommodate that antenna. My QAV Pro Veer, which is a massive 4-inch Cinewhoop, also fits in just fine. Even the Mose 7 V2 will fit inside the bag as long as you take the props and antennas off. I really like the idea of keeping my drones inside my bag whenever possible, because my bag usually gets thrown around in the back of the car with my dog, or if I'm hiking, I don't like to advertise to people that I have a drone. So for me, keeping everything packed up and contained is much better. Keep in mind that laying the drones flat like this is only going to work if you pack your bag up to the top of these dividers, but not up to the top of the actual zipper. So things like my goggles Integra will fit in just fine up to the top of those dividers, but taller cases like this GoPro case, even though it will fit inside the bag, it'll occupy that last 2 inches and you wouldn't be able to lay a drone flat. On the back of the bag, we have some super plush padding that makes it comfortable to carry, and it'll wick away sweat on those hot days. At the top, we have a super strong carrying handle that has some nice soft rubber, which is important because when the rubber is rigid, they tend to break over time. These top straps reinforce the shoulder pads, and they allow you to adjust how high the bag will sit on your shoulders. These shoulder straps are super strong, and they do have a fair amount of padding. They also have an adjustable chest strap. And at the bottom of the bag, we have a reinforced waist strap. If you carry weight in your backpacks like I do, a reinforced waist strap like this makes all the difference because it allows you to transfer some of the weight from your shoulders to your hips, which makes it much more comfortable to carry heavy loads without killing your back. A lot of these features remind me of hiking backpacks, and I really like them because I do hike with my drones in the mountains. If you guys watch my channel, you've seen plenty of scenery shots from the Andes Mountains. Well, to get those shots, I'm usually hiking with a 6 or 7-inch drone and some very heavy lithium-ion batteries, and this design makes it comfortable for me to carry those heavy loads up and down the mountain. On the back, we've also got a laptop sleeve, and it's massive. It's basically the entire width of the bag, so you can fit a 15-inch, a 17-inch laptop, no problem. It does have some padding on the bottom, which means when you set your bag down, your laptop isn't hitting the ground. I don't take a laptop with me to the field, so I usually put a landing pad in mine. We do get a rain cover with the bag that'll keep your gear nice and protected from the rain and elements. Another nice thing about a rain cover like this is you can also use it just for privacy. Maybe you're out at a public place or at a popular hiking spot and you don't want everyone in the world knowing you're about to go fly your drone. Here's a tip. I usually roll up the rain cover and store it at the bottom of the laptop sleeve. That way, if I do have a laptop in there, it adds more padding and I'm not wasting one of my zippered pockets. On the bottom of the bag, we have this rubberized material to give you some waterproofing, and it's got these nice rubber skids, which should make it pretty durable. And what I like about that is you can stand it up and it won't fall over. That is one thing that always bugged me about my think tank bag, is that it doesn't have a flat bottom. It ends in a point, which means you can't stand it up. It'll just fall over. It's just one of those things that seems so obvious until you don't have it.
All right, you guys, here's the verdict on this bag. I love that it's massive and I can fit loads of gear in it. I will still keep my think tank bag when I want to head out with a lightweight setup,
And sometimes when you fly on a cheap airline, you're not allowed to bring a carry-on, and I like the fact that I can bring my think tank bag as a personal item and just shove it under an airplane seat. But when I want to head out for a longer flight session and bring along a ton of batteries, multiple drones, or maybe head out to the mountains to fly some long range, I really like the hiking and load carrying features on this bag, like the waist strap, the chest strap, and the top straps. This bag has loads of organization, and I like that there's enough room to get drones inside the bag for better protection against the elements or my dog, or if I just want to go incognito and not show everyone my drone as I'm walking around. It's super well built, especially the zippers. And I know I'll get loads of use out of this bag. But now for the tough question. Is the Lumenier FPV Backpack worth your money? Let me show you examples of bags that are and aren't worth the money. My think tank bag is like a quality tool. It's expensive and it kind of hurts when you buy it, but I've used this bag for over 6 years and it's held up perfectly. And the zippers on this bag are the best I've ever seen on any bag, period. Totally worth the money. My AUline bag has really been another story because it's got design defects and poor manufacturing. Within a year or two of using this bag, 2 of the zippers broke, these straps constantly fall off, and they come unclipped, which means it'll dump your drone on the ground. Definitely not worth the money for me. The Lumenier bag has those quality zippers that I see on the think tank bag. It's got a solid design and it feels super well built. It gives me confidence that it'll serve me for years to come. Just like a quality tool, if it does its job well and it holds up to the abuse, after a while you forget what you spent. You just know you have a quality piece of gear. And for me, this bag is worth the money. If the Lumenier FPV Backpack fits your needs, I'm sure you'll get loads of use out of it, and you'll be more confident traveling or going to the flying spot, knowing that all your valuable FPV gear is protected from dogs or other drone hazards. If you guys have any questions about this backpack, or if I forgot anything, be sure to drop a comment and I'll get back to you. All right, you guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next one.